This is very nice.
All right. Very good.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. President, Mr. Vice President. Thank you for your public commitment to this. I'd like to end by saying that thank you to all of us.
They're coming up.
And technological systems in place. It is our dedicated and capable staff who are essential to achieving our goals. And that is why we have invested in building the human resource capacity of the Commission to ensure that they deliver efficient services across the country. What is clear to me is that as we try to move to the next level, a lot of these initiatives that the Lands Commission is implementing in the context of digitalization and other innovations is done in partnership with the private sector. And therefore, it is very important for the Lands Commission and also other agencies to have the revenues that will help pay whatever is required under these private-public partnerships. And this is part of the reason that if you look at what I'm planning to do is to move about 3% of GDP of government expenditure from the public sector to the private sector. And that is about 30 billion Ghana cedis annually in that context. And when we get this done, which we hope to get done in the first budget, that frees up a lot of fiscal space for all agencies. And I, for example, will want to see the Minister for Finance initially, even before we do this, give the Lands Commission this IGF space needed by increasing the IGF to at least 50% so that we can have these partnerships with the private sector. But my goal ultimately is to remove all capping once we do where we are going. Because once we take 30 billion from the budget to the private sector, then the requirements for revenue to fund that 30 billion also comes down. And so that the need for the capping also comes down. And so that is the vision with which I am working and going to implement with the move towards leveraging the private sector to provide a lot more services. So we are on course to get this done. To this end, I urge the management of the Lands Commission to continue to invest in staff training, capacity building, and motivation, as these are fundamental to sustaining the gains we have made. Our staff must feel empowered and equipped to meet the evolving demands of a modern land administration system. The administrator of Stool Lands edifice, which provides a conducive working environment for staff of the head office of the commission, as well as office of the administrator of Stool Lands, will improve efficiency and effectiveness in land service delivery. I am confident that this office will spur on the Commission to work towards a robust land administration. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this building we are commissioning today is the result of years of dedicated work by several people, and it is fitting that we acknowledge all those who have worked on this project from its inception to its completion. I want to acknowledge the exceptional contributions of the current members and management of the Lands Commission, as well as past and present executive secretaries who played instrumental roles in making this vision a reality. To Surveyor Dr. Odami Labi, Surveyor Dr. Inim Odami, Surveyor Alhaji Suleimana Mahama, Surveyor James Datson, and our current Executive Secretary, Surveyor Benjamin Arthur. Your dedication and leadership have left a lasting impact on the Lands Commission and indeed on our nation. And to all the contractors, the consultants, and the supervisors, we say thank you. In a special way, let me thank the indefatigable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapor, the man I call the bulldozer minister, for his exemplary leadership and dedication, which has seen to the completion of this building. As I always say, he just gets the work done. It's always such a pleasure working on him on projects. You give him an assignment and he gets it done. And I'm very, very, very grateful for his approach to work. Ladies and gentlemen, as we commission this new head office building, let us remember that this is only a step towards a bigger vision. This building stands as a testament to our collective commitment to modernizing land administration in Ghana. It is a symbol of progress, an investment in our future, and a promise to the people of Ghana. Our vision for land administration reform in Ghana is clear, and I urge the ministry and the members and management of the Lands Commission to ensure that these reforms take off without delay. A comprehensive reform agenda is critical for addressing the current challenges and ensuring that our land sector remains resilient and responsive to the needs of Ghanaians. Together, let us continue to work towards a Ghana where land services are accessible, transparent, and efficient. A Ghana where our land administration system supports sustainable development, economic prosperity, and social harmony. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor to declare the head office of the Lands Commission duly commissioned. May it serve as the cornerstone of progress and prosperity for our nation. embodying the values of diligence, transparency, and service to our people. May God bless the Lands Commission. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. And may God bless us all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Enabling revaluation in several metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies to improve revenue collection. Additionally, we have fostered collaborative partnerships with experts from the private sector. Through these partnerships, we are advancing towards a comprehensive land administration reform, which will strengthen the capacity of the Lands Commission to address current and future challenges effectively. Drones are being employed in surveying and mapping to produce accurate geo-reference and efficient orthophoto maps to support land title registration and base maps for development of local planning schemes. We are also aggressively implementing the Lands Act 2020, Act 1036, which we worked so hard to pass after almost a 2-decade delay. We held a national symposium on this piece of legislation, which was graciously opened by His Excellency the Vice President, and we have gone around the country in the last 4 years to disseminate this seminal law to the ordinary Ghanaian. Working with the Office of Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, as well as other stakeholders, we have finalized the much anticipated legislative instrument which will operationalize most of the provisions of the Act, and we are hopeful that the next government, God willing, the Bawumia government, will continue with the process to ensure the passage of this legislative instrument in the first meeting of the next parliament. Under government's urban redevelopment scheme, we are provided through a land swap arrangement 504 1- and 2-bedroom self-contained housing units with a school complex, a clinic, and a recreational area for the Ghana Police Service, as well as office complexes for the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, GVLA, the Ghana Airports Company Limited, and the Ghana Meteorological Agency, to pave way for the redevelopment of the 80 acres of land between Stanbic Heights and the Ministry of Defense. This, when completed, will be a smart, sustainable, and beautiful city within our capital city of Accra. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this office complex we commissioned today is a result of years of hard work between the ministry and the Lands Commission. We thank the chairman of the Lands Commission, Mr. Alex Kwenu, and all members of the commission, the very hard-working, highly professional, and astute executive secretary of the commission, Mr. Benjamin Atta, and all past chairpersons, executive secretaries, and members of the commission whose work and dedication has seen to the completion of this building. To the staff of the commission, we salute you for your support throughout these years. It is our hope that this conducive environment will inspire excellence in your work and motivate you to contribute towards achieving the mission and vision of the commission. Your Excellency, the adverse consequences of ineffective, fraudulent, and weak land administration are dire. We must therefore work together to build an excellent land administration system that is well reformed once and for all for our country. It is in this light that I respectfully make these recommendations as the tenure of this government and, of course, my stewardship at the ministry comes to an end. Firstly, we must continue and complete the digitization and digitalization of the records and operations of the Lands Commission. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us, and it is incontestable that we cannot develop without digitalization. We cannot continue to rely on manual information and expect the Lands Commission to deliver a seamless and robust land administration. We must therefore do all it takes to complete the digitalization effort. Secondly, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources must work with the Lands Commission to review the National Land Policy of 1999. Although still relevant, technological advancements and infrastructural developments have created new challenges that require reform to this policy. 2 years ago, we started the process of reviewing this policy with the National Land Conference, the first of its kind in the history of our country, and the second consultative assembly on land since the coming into force of our national constitution. It is my hope that the ministry will continue the process to bring up to date our national land policy. Thirdly and finally, we must work together to pass the land regulations which have been finalized by the Office of the Attorney General. The Land Act 2020 provides a firm foundation to deal with the challenges of land administration, but we can only get the best out of the law if these regulations are passed to operationalize its provisions. I therefore humbly call on all relevant stakeholders, including the August House of Parliament, to work together to pass these regulations. These regulations will help to give our citizenry a land administration which is fit for purpose. Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it bears emphasizing that secured land and property rights are sine qua non to good governance, peace, and security, as well as sustainable economic growth and development. The Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government has made huge investments to transform our land administration. But I dare say that capital investment without dedication and commitment of officials charged with the responsibility of implementing the reforms will not amount to much. Yes, we must motivate the staff of the Commission, including the issue of IGF, to give out their very best as we have been doing. And we must all work together to build a robust, functioning land administration in Ghana, which will jettison the usual inefficiencies, fraud, and delays. I'm confident that this multi-purpose complex the Vice President commissions today will inspire all of us, particularly staff of the Commission, to work to achieve this vision. And that has become evident when we work together and with purpose. It is always possible, and indeed highly possible, to get a whole lot done for our country. I thank you for your attention.
The Republic of Ghana. Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu Jinapor, MP. Honorable Ministers present with us. National Lands Commission of the National Chairman of the Lands Commission, members of the National Lands Commission, past Executive Secretaries of the Lands Commission, the Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission, all other protocols observed. It is an honor to render the vote of thanks for this memorable occasion. God has blessed us with a very good weather for this occasion, so our first thanks goes to Him. I would like to